I am in Livingston, Montana, outside of the Yellowstone Park Inn and Suites, and I'm going to be sleeping in my Toyota Sienna overnight with the heat running. Okay, so I have about exactly 3/4 of a tank and 275 miles of range. I've been averaging pretty horrible 23.8 miles per gallon, and overnight we're going to see what the range drops down to and see how much gas we use overnight. So I have my sunscreens up, and I have the black side facing out, so we have some heat staying in the van while we're sleeping in here. That'll help. And then what I'm going to do up here is set it at the lowest fan speed and set it at 72 degrees in the front and rear. And I'm going to do on just the feet in the front, but the head in the rear, because my floor is covering the fence in the rear. Okay, so let's do the rear now. We're going to do 72 degrees. And we're going to do just the head. And then up front, we're doing 72 and just the feet. There's a way to turn off this screen. So if I go to menu, where is it? Setup. Oh no. Hold up. I go to menu, display, right down there. I can do screen off. Okay, we've got that screen off now. Then I'm going to turn off my headlights, off my fog lights, and then I just have this screen up front. I believe I can make it dimmer. Yeah, okay, so I can turn it dimmer. Down here, there's buttons to do so. So we're going to turn this down to the dimmest possible. And it says it's -1 degrees out in the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's colder than that right now. Let's see, headlights off. Can't see into the car at all. Now, the one thing that you have to do that's a little annoying is you can't unlock and lock the car while you're in it with it on. These just don't, the key fob doesn't do anything. So what you have to do is lean forward, go to the driver's side door and hit the lock button, and then it'll lock all the doors in the trunk. So now I'm going to set up my bed, which is super easy. I pulled the pin out of the side already. Now I just pull this down. And I usually will kind of lean up on the front here and just put my weight down, and then I flatten out. Okay, now taking my sleeping bag that has a blanket underneath it for some extra cushion. Just roll that out. this body pillow in my sleeping bag. This is a 0-degree sleeping bag. And then I just zip it up and go to bed. So we'll see how the van works overnight and see what our range goes down to and what the gas tank looks like. Here's how dark it is inside with the lights off. It just asked me if I wanted to keep the vehicle on or perform auto shut off in a few minutes. And it was beeping. So I had to go lean forward and click keep vehicle on. I forgot to film it, but that's what happened. Okay, I'm gonna actually turn the temperature down to 70 because I am actually too hot. And yeah, I don't need it this high. It's pretty crazy. The past 2 nights have been really, really cold. Okay, we're gonna go with 70. Okay, you can see the time there. It's now 9:55. I now have 238 miles of range. And if we look at the fuel gauge there, we went from about 3/4 of a tank to like 2/3 of a tank. So I will now do the math and report how much this cost and how many gallons I used. And it said -4 up there, but it's actually -18 degrees right now on my weather app. So yeah, I mean, the whole night it goes off and on, and it was not annoying to hear anything. Yeah, it was great. I'm completely warm. Yeah. Here's what my MPG now is. It went from 23.8 to 23.3. Okay, so I just removed my sunshades. Usually there is frost on the inside, like pretty heavily, like right here. This is on the inside. And there's nothing on the windshield, which is really nice. So I can do this. Wow, that is really nice. Yeah, normally when I sleep with the car off, the condensation builds up and will freeze on here, and I have to wait for it to defrost. That's amazing. -17 degrees out. So it's January 12th, 2024 in Livingston, Montana. I had the car running from 12:13 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. I went to bed with it at -3 degrees Fahrenheit out and woke up with it at -18 degrees Fahrenheit, but it got down to -34. I went from 275 miles of range to 238. My MPG went from 23.8 to 23.3. I had it 70 degrees in the van, and I'm going to assume it's $3 per gallon. So our total time is 9.7 hours. Miles of range used is 37, which comes out to 1.55 gallons if you take 37 and divide by the 23.8. And that comes out to 0.16 gallons per hour, $4.65 total, and about 48 cents per hour. these mountains.